It's been an amazing experience to see this kind of concept go from paper and an idea on the screen to meeting our client in person and actually going out onto the site and walking around the site and seeing it one-to-one scale.
So as of now, Driven have been on site a few times for the Howell project. During the visit, we was really looking to nail down the layout with the client. So we were now able to see exactly where the extent of the track could go up to and where it'd be better to give a bit more space for the natural environment.
We generally work quite closely together to reach good compromises for the client in that they're not left with a completely flat track, but by the same token, they're not having to dig up the entire site and move earth around. Because the two work hand in hand, it's important for me to establish from my perspective where I feel we could accentuate certain areas and create a bit more interest at certain points of the track.
So the CAD design on Howell is a full 3D model that shows every bump, every twist and turn in the surface of both the track and any of the runoff and grading areas around it. The outputs of the 3D model are directly taken from this software and put into the software that goes eventually into our simulator model.
From what you saw last time, this model was very basic, but what we did, after we've been to site and we've flown our drones around site, got drone footage, we can generate materials, textures, and landscapes from just the footage we capture. And this is where you get the accuracy. This comes down to a 1 centimetre of detail. We can make a very accurate landscape. Therefore, when you're racing, you feel every single bump and every single valley, every single bit of camber you need. Just understand the viewpoints at the track as well. Like if you're standing on the balcony of one of your condos or if you're standing in the grandstands, you can understand what you're going to see from that perspective, which you cannot do in 2D. You have to do it in 3D.
I think having it on the simulator is really important because you can do all of the CAD design you want. You can imagine it in 3D as well with our civils team. And you can do as much flat time simulation as you want, but nothing beats the real thing as getting a good glimpse of the driving experience that you want to achieve. So when you are in the simulator, you can understand that, okay, for example, if we incorporate 3D into this turn, if it's heavily banked like this, you get a lot of driver satisfaction out of this versus if there was a very flat corner and you might just start achieving understeer and it's not an enjoyable feeling having understeer as a driver. But when you add some banking, you feel like you're getting the car booked in really nicely. And I think drivers really appreciate having a track that's got a nice 3D design, lots of undulation, because it creates a challenge.
Using high-tech construction technology, we will now directly input models such as this one into the graders, the pavers, the excavators. All the machinery on site will now be communicating with the design to ensure that we implement a reality that matches the design intent.
So we've now developed all of these plans and happy to say that these have been passed to a local engineering firm that are now producing the construction documentation, and work has now started on the site where we're seeing the track graded out.